quite that sick. My sickness was more like I think I have a stuffy nose, so I think I like slept with my mouth open, so my throat is just like killing me today, and it just feels like I can feel it like a little, not like closed up as in like I'm sick, like dying, but like I can feel it's not as open down here or
Mm.
something. And I found out today my sister has a sinus infection, so I'm not feeling too hot about myself, my chances. But I don't know. I've always been like, the stereotype. It's like, oh, men like always, drag it out when they're sick or whatever.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
always
a
been like the opposite. I just kind of like, I just gotta keep going. Like I don't like being laid up there and like doing nothing. Like that's lame. Like
no.
wanna be
I
doing
don't like
stuff.
not doing stuff. Like, thank God I don't think I'm sick. Like, I think now that I've thrown up,
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Almost
Like, my
had to
back
delay
is
the
no
stream.
longer. What did you say?
Oh, I said almost had to delay the stream. I was gonna say I bet you money Landon jumps in here and say you got to put the stream up earlier so we can know. But I'll have an excuse for him ready. I'll have the excuse for Landon.
Yeah, no, I'll take responsibility. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I gave you a heads up. Thank goodness.
No, yeah, we're good.
Available. I did not want to cancel the stream. My back was killing me. That was the worst part. I was like, man, am I actually sick?
Yeah, it's
I don't
tough.
think I am. I don't think I'm actually sick.
Mhm.
Thank goodness.
My girlfriend Zoe and her family are sick too. So it's like stuff's going around, man. The Celtics are sick. Marcus Smart, like the non-COVID illnesses.
The non-COVID illnesses all over the place.
It's brutal lately. It's the winter, man. It's the cold months.
I am going to share the show sheet with you. I just did it quick, and I will add to it as we go.
Perfect.
But
sounds
just so
good
you
to me.
have it.
I'll share the live on Facebook as we wait for some people to get in here.
I need to do that.
If you join up, let us know in the chat. Let us know that you're here. I know it usually takes a little while for people to filter in, but
I am sure.
Do let us know if you tap in here.
Oh,
no, we had a what?
Oh, I'm just. We go.
There he is.
Who is it?
We need to help. Landon's in the chat. We need to help Lewis with this Brogdon situation. What is the Brogdon situation? You want to fill me in? I don't know.
That he's not playing well?
Did I miss something? Maybe that he's not playing well. I know he's questionable.
He's been
to play.
Brogdon?
No, Rob is.
No, Rob
sorry,
is.
Rob's questionable. Brogdon, he was sick a few nights ago. I'm just mixing stuff up. Yeah. What is the Brogdon situation, Landon? No, let me know. Let's know. Brogdon, who we can lump Smart and Derek White was okay, but Brogdon and Smart were not good against the Nuggets.
Unfortunately,
not.
I hate.
Not good at all. However, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
Interesting how. First of all, I'll just say how ironic it was. We pre-schedule. Lewis is in love with him, and he's playing. He's playing tomorrow. Yeah, he'll be playing. We schedule videos out like in advance a few days. So the video that went out today was the Celtics have the best guard rotation in the NBA.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Super ironic, and it's whatever. I still back that. Jimmy J saying all trash versus the Nuggets, especially Smart, and like
is that
Brogdon
today?
Was also awful
In here,
that was today's video.
Yeah, I saw his comment on the video today, but I wasn't sure if he was here. I was not in this tab.
Our latest pod, by the way, cracked 1,000 views. So shout out you guys, legends.
Hey, don't worry about it. Something
Absolute
like
beasts. Look at that. All the videos have been doing well lately. We appreciate y'all. Our TikTok,
we've been on a heater.
The Trae Young Rat List TikTok did really well too. We got 10 new followers from that TikTok alone.
That's good. Yeah,
1,400 views. People like the rat. People love the rat.
You did an excellent job with the graphic, the stamp. I like the little rat sticker.
I love the rat. We need a name for the rat. Landon, did you watch the newest rat TikTok with Trae Young? If you haven't, go watch it and help us think of a name for the rat on the rat list icon. He needs a name.
Ooh, I'll have to think. Maybe Matt. It may be Matt the rat.
Matt the rat. That's good. I was thinking Remy, but that's from Ratatouille, and I can't disrespect Remy like that.
Well, it's theft, as they say.
That's also true. Matt the rat is cool though, because Matt is the originator of the rat.
He is the OG.
Do you think he'd be appreciative that we named the rat after him, or do you think he?
Let me find out. Actually, I will send him a message. He will get back to me. Matt, who had to work the overnight last night, very tough for him. Not what you wanted to see. Coming off a nice weekend, he came to Mohegan with Smash the Odds and I, and he put in a bet. It did not win, and he felt as if he was cheated because he bet the Michigan quarterback to be the one to score the first touchdown in that game, and he got to the 1 yard line and then was pushed out of bounds.
That is tough.
That was a payday.
That is tough. Landon saying he likes the rat list guy. John question. Also, before we do this, apologies, especially for me. This is an under the weather stream. I'll be sniffling all show. I know Sam wasn't feeling well before he started either, but
I've recovered.
I'll be sniffling, so apologies. Excuse me, John. Why have they been playing Brogdon like a team would play Aaron Nesmith? Give him like 18 to 20 minutes and be like, good effort, might help us win, pal. Play him more, please. He's your third offensive player. John, I agree that Brogdon is a good player, but this is probably the worst time you could ever argue for him to get more minutes because he played horrendous against the Nuggets. He was really bad. I also think
he's just been so poor lately. Like not even just against the Nuggets. It's been rough lately. He's been really sloppy. Bad over the last stretch. He hasn't really been consistent scoring wise. He's not. I mean, let's see. Yesterday he played.
He's turning the ball over
20
a
minutes,
lot.
1 of 6. I can give you a more recent.
He's lost his shot for the same like. I know Jimmy J was talking about it. He's like, oh, Brogdon's the best shooter. Derek White was a better shooter for him until he slumped, and now Brogdon is hitting that exact same slump. Like Brogdon has never outside of his first 2 years in the league, when he was in Indiana on high volume, he's shooting 31% from three. This was an outlier for him. He's really not an amazing 3-point shooter in recent seasons. Neither is Derek White, but they were hot at the start of the year, and now they're not. And I think you're seeing that get in the tail end. Does Brogdon get a lot of minutes with Brown lately? I mean, I can look at the lineups and see how much they've played together. It's very possible because I think they're trying to run Brown less on his own and more with another initiator. Let me take a look here. On the year,
the Brogdon stats in the chat just so we have them.
Yeah, go ahead. On the season, the lineup of Brogdon and Brown has logged 400 minutes. That's 20th on the team. I'm not going to count all those numbers. It's far down. But, excuse me, in December, if we want to look lately, the Jaylen Brogdon pairing, it's still pretty far down there. It's still 20th a minute. So they don't play as much as other duos. They play a decent amount, but Smart and JB play more. Smart and Derek White play more. Brogdon plays more with he plays more with Brown than Tatum, but even that's minimal, 5 more minutes or something. So it's kind of not significant.
Over his last 10 points per game on 38,
not good.
26
How many turnovers?
Splits. I was just about to go back for the turnovers because that's definitely a real number. Last 10, it's actually less than his season average. It's 1.7, season average 1.8.
Okay. Yeah.
Points are down about 3 per game though. And the shooting percentage is not good. It is on the season 47-42, last 10, 38-26. We have also gotten permission to name the Rat Matt in his honor. He said he would
love
be
that.
honored.
Matt the Rat. I love it. I would want Brogdon and Jason and then Smart and Brown. I think so too. I also think it's flexible. I don't think you only have to play those together. Hello, Phil. Fist bumps in the chat. We appreciate you. Landon saying Brogdon plays with Brown while JT subs out, then he plays with JT until Brown comes back in. Yeah, this has been the regular rotation, but I don't know. I just think the shooting stroke hasn't been there as much for Brogdon. I mean, I know Sam and I all season have been saying as great as Brogdon is, I'd still say Smart and Derek White are having a better season than him. This was even when his shooting stroke was all the way up there. At least that was my take. But I don't know. The shooting stroke isn't there as much, and I think you're kind of starting to see the flaws potentially in Brogdon. Last night pissed me off. We played the Nuggets. How not to play the Nuggets, kind of like Golden State. For me, I just think the defense kind of reverted back to what you saw at the start of the year, and the shots weren't there, right?
I think it was a tough one last night, just because they really just didn't shoot well. That's the exact opposite happened for the Nuggets. The Nuggets couldn't miss.
And my issue is,
go ahead, and then
my issue is just that they let the fact that they were missing shots affect their defense, which was
okay. That's fair. Issue. But Greeny did tweet this today. Celtics scored 60 points in the paint. Good on them. 46 for the Nuggets. In comparison, they got 15 second chance points. Denver only got 3. They had 6 more rebounds than Denver. They still had 30 assists, shot 46% from the field. got 27 free throws, and only turned the ball over 13 times. He said, wild not to win a game while doing all that. It's true. There were plenty of good aspects to the game yesterday. It's just one of them games where you're not the better team.
It'll happen. They just got to pick the defense up. It was a defensive lapse. John, we're not doing this. This is just not a correlation that makes any sense. Like this is Damon Stoudemire coached 2 games, right? Like the defense has been good all of December, and Joe Mazzulla was there for 90% of that. Like this is not a correlation in the slightest. The Celtics shot poorly, and throughout the course of the season, when they shoot poorly, they let it affect their defense, and that's exactly what you saw. Excuse me, against the Nuggets. Marcus Smart has talked about it. Everyone on the team has talked about it, and they just let it slip. They let too many players get into a rhythm. Bones Hyland was making some tough shots, but you can't let him get to those spots. Nikola Jokic is going to do what he does. I saw some people complaining about having Grant guard Jokic. As Keith Smith pointed out on Twitter, he's been like one of the better defenders of Jokic in the league over the past year. Aaron Gordon got to his spots. He was playing bully ball in the paint. You can't really let that happen. Bruce Brown was making his shots. They left him open a little bit too much. The Celtics just didn't defend the Nuggets very well, and it was kind of like the perfect storm for Denver, right? You can't let Gordon do that in the paint. You can't let Bruce Brown get those open shots. So, yeah, it's brutal. Anyone can kill. John, like, the Mazzulla hate just doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, I mean, I don't get it. If you want to give me like a valid explanation, everyone can coach when every 3-point shot goes in. Like, I don't know what you're suggesting. Like, I haven't seen anything wrong from Joe Mazzulla this year. Like, this is like, if the Celtics had sucked, you'd be blaming Joe Mazzulla. But even when they're good, people are getting on Joe Mazzulla. Like he was put in a can't-win situation because he was like forced into the coaching spot because of what Ime Udoka did. Right, like I think he's doing fine. They're the best team in the league with Joe Mazzulla, so I don't really, I got nothing. We'll talk about this when Sam gets back to. Want to see Time Lord break rim and glass next game? Yeah, I mean he caused quite the delay, quite the delay. Robert Williams caused. Welcome back, sir. How you doing?
I started lagging, then I put up my computer, and then I see that the router is red, so I really screwed myself there. Now I'm plugged in. Sorry.
Tough. I was talking about how the way they defended the Nuggets. I was also talking about how I don't understand the Joe Mazzulla hate. Like, if they were playing bad, he'd be the cause of blame. But even when they're playing good and they lose one game, he gets the blame. It just really doesn't make any sense. He's in an impossible situation. But as far as
blaming
the Nuggets
coach
go,
is so lazy.
Yeah,
it's the laziest.
And as far as the Nuggets go, is like Jokic is gonna get his. That's whatever. Like it happens, but you can't let Gordon get into his spot in the paint so easily in the post. That was bad. You can't let Bruce Brown shoot open threes. He's been making them this year. Celtics let that happen. They just let the Nuggets get into a rhythm like in every spot. So I thought that was a problem. John saying, did you notice after the delay Tatum and Grant looked like didn't want to be there? No,
I didn't. I didn't. I thought Grant played poorly after the delay, but besides that, like. I don't know. They probably all didn't want to be there. The game was pretty much over. They did have a chance, but I don't know. Like,
speaking of the delay, what a delay it was. That was not very fun.
Wow. No, not fun.
Whack
I gotta tell you, at least it wasn't one of those games where it was super late. Like it wasn't like a game.
That was a 10 p.m. game.
Oof. Yeah, that would have drove me up a wall. Next game, Utah. Phil is asking. No, OKC tomorrow. Then Dallas, then San Antonio. Right.
I think so. Yeah, I'll double check for you. But
Celtics are busy.
Thunder tomorrow.
Celtics have not been very good out west lately.
Yeah. Most of their losses, like most of their road losses, have been against West teams. In fact, have they had any road loss? Yeah, they've lost to Chicago and Cleveland.
Yep.
But other than that, they've lost to the Clippers, the Warriors, and now the Nuggets out west. Excuse me, on the road. But they have a chance to bounce back tomorrow against the Thunder team. That being said, against the Thunder team that gave them a lot of trouble last time.
Yeah, OKC played them really well in the game in Boston, right? We were talking about it a bit last night, or they were during the broadcast, rather. The Celtics overcame one 15-point deficit this year. That was the one, OKC in Boston. They played really poorly for the first half of that game, and then they stormed back, and it was a pretty good game from what I remember atmosphere-wise because the crowd got into it. But Gilgeous-Alexander played his ass off that game, and they had trouble getting stops on him. I remember that sticking out to me like super, super obvious. So heading into tomorrow's game in OKC, you're not going to want to let him cook you. This is a game you kind of need to win.
Yeah,
you need to stop screwing around on these road trips. When the playoffs come around, you're going to have to play road games. You need to win. So
I agree.
There's no excuse to lose this game tomorrow. OKC, despite them having a better record than you may think at 15-21, they're still a very beatable team. They are not a team like the Nuggets, who is the second best team in the league. I believe standings wise, if you pull up the whole league, they are too. But it doesn't mean you should have got
They're tied for 2, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they shoot 57, 56% from the field and 3, respectively.
Defense was
what
bad.
are you going to do?
Hello, Dad. Thank you for topping in.
They made them pay on the open threes. The Celtics could not make them pay. The open threes has been a problem, but they did just about everything else right. They didn't turn the ball over too much. They still shot well in the paint, got to the paint, which is good. I'm happy to see that they did that while the threes weren't falling. It's a good improvement, in my opinion.
I agree. A couple things in the chat. There were 2 possessions in the fast break. Tatum didn't even attempt to run back. Grant's body language, blah, blah, blah. If you can get us the timing, get us the timing of them, we can watch it. If I had to guess, it's probably because the giant delay and then the game was over. I bet by the time these possessions happened, the Celtics were down 10 with a minute left or something, 2 minutes left. I feel like this was probably because they were over with the game. Can we talk about what a disaster was trading away Moses Brown? Missoula suffered in consequences. I don't think it was that big of a disaster. A, because you got Al Horford back, and B, because Moses Brown.
He said he's joking.
Okay. I was gonna say Moses Brown, elite Clippers player, averaging 3 and 3 this year, so he's doing a lot of good things. I don't know about that.
Jack was about to rip into Landon.
I was like, this doesn't make any sense, but okay, I can appreciate the joke. Yeah. I have no problem with Joe, though, as that's been a topic of conversation in the chat.
That I can't believe.
That doesn't make sense to me.
How can you have the best record in the NBA and have people blaming the coach and saying
unless there are serious reports coming out of the locker room that there's an issue like the Nate McMillan situation or there was with Jim Boylan a couple years ago, then it's hard for me to blame a coach. You can say, okay, maybe the coach isn't the best. Mike Budenholzer, we've all, I've said it, the playoff.
Oh, he's only employed because Katie's foot's on the line.
Sure. But they obviously like him. They obviously respect him. And so there's really no problem there because they're a good team. They have great players and he's a good coach for that team. In the case of Joe Mazzulla, all the players love him. They have said as much.
That's why he got the job.
Exactly. Tatum recommended. So I don't understand. Yeah, and Landon says, after a loss, you got to blame someone for something. Blame the defense. Blame the Celtics for not playing hard enough on defense and not hitting their spots.
Blame Tatum for shooting terribly.
Yeah, a poor performance. Tatum did not play well. Blame them for letting Aaron Gordon post them up on 4 possessions in the first quarter. Blame them for letting Bruce Brown get open for 3 a million times. Blame them for letting, Bones Hyland get hot, and then by the time he's hot, he can just make everything. Blame them for a bunch of different defensive issues, along with their poor shooting. That was the reason they lost, not because Joe Mazzulla is magically making the defense bad.
Yeah, it's not the coach's fault. He's not the one out there playing. That was a game where they somewhat did play well. I ran through a bunch of positive stats that I saw on Twitter today.
Yeah, there were spots.
If Denver doesn't shoot the lights out, they might win that game yesterday. I don't remember what the final was, but it was pretty close in the second half. They got it to 5 before Rob broke the rim. It wasn't the worst thing you'd ever seen, Not the way you want to start 2023.
No,
but there are plenty of positives to take away.
The roster is really good, but now that I relook at Joe's perspective to be thrown in here, he couldn't have been better. Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah,
he's done everything he needs to be. Even he said
found out I think a month before the season, if that.
Yeah. Bobby asked him at a post game. He was like, what have you done so far to establish your identity? And he effectively said nothing. This team was good last year. My job is to make sure they continue to be good and do what they did last year. And I think he's done a really good job of that. If anything, he's improved the offense. And while the defense has sagged a little bit, we're talking about sagging from a ridiculously historically good defense last year. And he's also missed Rob for the large majority of the season so far. So I have no problems with him. He's been learning on the fly, but he was kind of thrown into the fire. And he's gotten better. The offense improved. Like I said, defense, I think it'll get there, and it's shown signs of getting there in December. So I'm very happy. And my thing is, I don't know, this is not something Sam always likes to say, but losses are going to happen. They were never going to go 82-0. They weren't going to win every single game this year. I really wanted 60 games this year. John saying, they could still get there if they get hot. While it might seem out of the question, like it's not like 60. Yeah. It's not like 60 wins like is something that just happens, right? Like not like there aren't 60 win teams every single season, and usually those 60 win teams are like juggernauts, like they're really good teams. So
like those Suns last year, my gosh.
I knew you were gonna say that as soon as I said that.
No, but in all seriousness, you really can't win every game. It sucks. Last night was almost an acceptable loss, which is kind of weird. But I mean, they did everything but shoot the ball well. The defense wasn't great. They got open looks, Denver, that is. But they still knocked down like an asinine amount of their threes. Shot over 50%.
I mean, Bones Hyland was making everything after
they were making it. The whole team was making everything. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You did just about everything pretty well.
Except for the defense.
Yeah. You didn't really get super duper rattled. Smart wasn't great, which some people are gonna love. He wasn't. He was what, 2 of 12?
I will say though, I was thinking about this. I'm gonna counter the look, Smart was bad haters with Smart was bad and they lost. That's a correlation. That means he's very important to winning. Like let's be honest here. Smart played bad, so the Celtics lost. This would be the same conversation. Jason Tatum played bad so the Celtics lost. That's because he's so important to winning, right? Jaylen Brown played bad, so the Celtics lost. That's because he's important to winning. Marcus Smart played bad. Celtics lost. Important to winning. Like it's conducive there. Resident Knicks fan in the chat, Andrew saying Knicks won today, 2018 now. I don't hate the Knicks this year. Do I think they're going to win the title with the current core? Absolutely not. But I love Jalen Brunson. I think that was a great signing for the Knicks, but they do need a trade. So,
sometimes you got to hang the banner for being over 500.
John is right here. Poise Marcus Smart is so undefeated. Yes, Poise Marcus Smart is great. And then, like Landon said, sometimes bad nights happen against hot shooting teams. My thing was they didn't come to play on defense early, and so the Nuggets got hot. And I think the same thing happened against the Clippers. I think, you just didn't bring the intensity on defense. You let the other team get hot, and then it was dead from there. So
the best thing you can do is come out in OKC tomorrow, play well, and squash it all. Don't let this get to be bigger.
Don't let it become a narrative.
Right. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because we don't want to have to talk about it. Go out and squash them tomorrow, please.
Talk about it.
Run them.
100%.
Absolutely run the Thunder out the building.
100%. Speaking of the Knicks, not necessarily a direct Knicks thing, but trade deadline. Answer this first. Do teams usually double Joker? I don't think
they shouldn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that should be the plan or is the plan, because you can double guys like Embiid, you can double guys like Giannis. Kind of, but like doubling like Luka or Jokic, they'll just find the open man. I mean, you saw the Celtics double Jokic a couple times at the start of the game, and he just found Aaron Gordon under the basket. He just found Bruce Brown on the 3-point line. Doubling him really just opens up a free shot for somebody else. So I think you got to take your chances with Grant on him or Al on him. And Grant's been really good over the last couple of years guarding Jokic, and I didn't think he did a bad job. I mean, sometimes Jokic is just going to score his points, and you got to live with it. So,
well, you're starting to see teams do that against the Celtics with Tatum and having the same thing happen to them. Tatum is getting good enough to seeing the double team, staying calm, making the right pass, and teams are paying for it. That's what Jokic did yesterday. That's why he probably is so easily able to tally up assists, even though he's a tremendous passer. And literally everyone knows that, so it's kind of funny to see teams double him, because it's like, hey, give him a free pass to make.
What did I say?
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
No, this one's on me.
Landon, I told Sam before we went live that you were going to say this. Sam was sick, and so I didn't schedule it in case we had to cancel it, which is why I would have done it way earlier in the day. A couple hours. I would have done it around 3 p.m., but Sam was sick. And so
I was sick.
We waited just in case.
I went to breakfast today. I had a regular breakfast. I did not feel super full. My day goes on. I start to feel extremely full out of nowhere. Don't know why. Mm-hmm. I'm home, and then I end up vomiting. So there you go. That's why the show was not posted early today, because I was a questionable participant. I did give Jack the heads up, as a good co-host does.
Speaking of questionable, I don't think I'm going to be at pregame tomorrow.
Oh, that's no fun.
Going out to dinner with my dad. So no Jack or Tom in the chat.
Yeah, that's a brutal double whammy. Tom, no respect for the show.
We'll call it a 50-50.
I'm turning into a lizard person. Why is that?
I don't know. What I was gonna say is though, excuse me, Andrew talking about Brunson back. By the way, the context was the Knicks blew out the Suns by 20. So
they killed them.
It's not a bad win. Not a bad win for New York. But,
Suns 5-11 in their last 16.
Yeah, brutal. He may be back. Dad, give him the injury report for me. Like I said, 50-50, we'll call it. But okay. I'll prepare you regardless.
I'll be prepared.
The trade deadline is very close. Almost like a little over a month away. Haven't seen any trades yet. Usually around this time is when you start seeing some trades trickle in. So I know Andrew's a Knicks fan. I know the Celtics aren't going to be involved, but chat, if there's anybody you want to see in trade talks, like anything you're interested in, we'll bring up the trade machine like we did last time. Andrew talking about the Nets being super hot. Like, what do you think is going to be the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade this year, Sam? Like, what do you think is going to be the big boom?
Ooh, I think Levine's going to get sent somewhere. I don't know if there's going to be a massive swap.
I don't know if Levine will. I think DeRozan or Vucevic will. I don't know about Levine, just because he just signed the extension.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, but he seems to be the problem, not the other two. He's the one in the locker room creating problems. He's arguing with Billy Donovan, not them.
I know, but if you trade him, like, I don't think there's any point in keeping the others. And I'm not saying there's a point in keeping Levine, but maybe you just trade him this offseason for more flexibility.
Maybe Trae Young. That could be another one. We talked about
John Collins.
Time. John Collins, who's been the guy every year that's getting traded until he doesn't. Out west, Kuzma. The Lakers can't do anything. Kuzma. Where does Kuzma go?
We can bring it up. Let's see. The Raptors could potentially change things.
Yep. It's true.
Sorry, I'm sneezing everywhere. Kuzma. Where does Kuzma get sent? Maybe the Warriors? Do we think he goes to Golden State?
For what? Young pieces? They go all in?
Yeah, would they do something like this? And like a first or something? Excuse me, I'm sniffling. Would they do this?
You're good at this, Jack.
Well, I've read the trade machine.com before. So,
Landon in the chat saying Nas Reed for Pritchard, to which I put on the show sheet today. I did very late. Boston Globe reports Pritchard unlikely to be moved.
Or excuse me, I wanted to cover Andrews first. Cam Reddish, without a doubt, will be traded. Where though? Where does Cam Reddish go, and for what?
I wonder if it's better for Reddish to go to a good team or a bad team.
Definitely a bad team, I think.
Like a Neesmith situation where
that's what I was gonna say. Look at him. So maybe send. I don't know. Maybe some Reddish. Excuse me, in Fournier's contract. A first for like the Knicks would get back like Kelly and PJ.
That's a good deal for them. Gives them some depth, some more wings. Oubre is a decent player.
He's averaging 20 this year.
Doesn't pass a lot, but that's neither here nor there.
No, but he's a good shooter. Something. Andrew's saying maybe Lakers. Maybe. I mean, what would the Knicks get? That's my only thing. Like, unless the Knicks are taking back, excuse me, Russell Westbrook, which I doubt.
Lakers don't have a whole lot. Not a whole lot there.
I mean, you could do would they do like Pat Bev for I don't even know, like this? Would this be the deal?
Does that? I don't even know if that makes sense for the
I don't know if it would. Like, I don't. Well, maybe Pat Bev and Nunn haven't been great. Like, there's that. But like, this is like,
that's
I mean, the only way, the only Knicks thing that I think could even make a semblance of sense, and I don't even think it makes sense. Like, I don't think you should get Westbrook, but this would help you get off a ton of money. Excuse me, earlier. Like, where's Reddish? Right here. Like, this would help the Knicks get off a ton of money. They'd just get Westbrook for the year, and then they'd have more flexibility to work with next summer. So, excuse me. I think that could potentially make sense for the Knicks. John in the chat saying maybe Ayton finally gets moved. We can bring that up. Again, apologies for the sniffling. I'm really dying here. This is bad.
Oh, boy. I thought that one was bad. I was like, oh, Jesus, Jack.
I'm dying, man. It's because I sneezed 4 times.
Oof.
All right. Suns. Where would Ayton go, though? as this takes forever to
Ayton,
load.
who needs a center? We talked about Dallas last time. Miami doesn't need him. Atlanta doesn't need him.
Excuse me. Maybe
Cleveland wouldn't need him.
Would they go Chicago? Would this be the I don't know. Would they do something like
I mean, they could do that.
And then they just fill in the gaps for that, and then Chicago plans for the future. Suns go all in.
That'd be crazy for Phoenix. That'd be really crazy.
What a deal, right?
I'm not really sure how big of a role Ayton really plays for them because he doesn't want to be there. So this would be a huge improvement. You get DeRozan, who's a terrific
Phoenix could toss
piece.
Phoenix could toss in a first round pick or something.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy deal.
Bulls would get Levine, Ayton, Patrick Williams, and Lonzo Ball moving forward. I like that better for the future, at the very least. John not liking Pat Bev.
Be damned if someone trades for Pat Bev. I don't know. Pat Bev's kind of fire. Doesn't mean he's good, but he is funny.
Maybe
Pat Bev might be the funniest guy in the league. Doing the too little to Chris Paul when Chris Paul is like 5
that
feet
was
away
fire.
from him and he shoots a floater down 20.
That was awesome. You think the Suns would do this?
Van Fleet, Boucher for Ayton. That would be okay for Phoenix. You could bring Van Vliet off the bench, and he could be a better version of Campaign, I guess.
Yeah, then you'd have, Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Ayton moving forward.
And he doesn't make a ton of money. Van Fleet doesn't get paid that much.
No, not a ton. Not a bad deal. That's not bad.
That's better money spent than Ayton. I'll say that.
Fair enough. Maybe they do
Charlotte could definitely use him.
Maybe they do although Charlotte would probably wait and get Wembanyama, but
That's true.
maybe Ayton for they could do Terry, this and PJ. They could throw in
That Hayward contract, brutal.
Excuse me, what are we doing? This, or maybe this in the 2025 instead. This and this. I think they'd need to give up Crowder too. Yeah, they'd have to give up 1.1 million, but they could do that with you pay him to take on. They could do Shamit's contract, or they could just fucking throw in Josh Okogie or something, right? And then this would be the trade. What a blockbuster that would be.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Well, actually, the Suns would probably rather have to take this instead, because they wouldn't have a center at that point.
Yeah,
So
they'd
it'd
have more work to do.
Yeah, it'd have to be something like this. Or if we're talking Andrew, if Andrew's still in the chat, would you want Ayton?
Jonathan says,
York?
don't think it's a good trade if someone backs it by saying at least he's funny. Pat Bev.
Who is this? Oh, Pat Bev, yeah.
Landon, Pat Bev not on the rat list. Nope, not on the rat list. Pat Bev's okay.
All right. Now, Andrew, if you're still in the chat, would you do something like this? Let's see. Maybe not that. Maybe
at least Ayton's healthy. Ooh, this is where it gets tough.
Mm-hmm. Would you do something where's my man Jay? Where's Jay Crowder?
See, he's up at the top. There you go.
Excuse me. And then Andrew, thoughts?
It's an interesting day for this because they did just play.
I know they played, and I know you'd probably have to move on from Mitchell or move him to backup in this spot, but you'd get off of Julius Randle's contract and Fournier's contract, so you'd save a little bit of money with Ayton there. I know trading Hartenstein maybe isn't exactly what you want, but I like a future of Ayton, Brunson, and RJ better than Randle, RJ, and Brunson, personally. I don't know about you, but I think Ayton would have more freedom to work here. He'd have a larger role in the offense.
Well, he'd be a more consistent force as well.
Julius
Mitchell
has
Robinson
been good. Julius has been good, but I think Ayton can develop into, he's already has been the second or third best piece on a title team. I don't think Randle can do that. I think even now in their careers, I just think Ayton has a much higher ceiling than Julius Randle. Plus, you're committing a long term to Randle, and maybe instead of this, you keep Randle, and Hartenstein, and instead you send them Mitchell Robinson, which I know you said he just played well, but I mean I would say Ayton is clearly better. You trade the Mitchell Robinson, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, and like I don't think you'd want to trade Quick, and I wouldn't either, but there have been rumors. So like for the sake of the rumors, we'll throw Quick in there, even though I think it would be stupid. Like and like a first round pick in this deal, like Dallas is, so it's not that worth it. Like something like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a big one, and I don't think it ever happened, but like you give up the two youngsters, you give up Mitch and Evan to get Ayton, and then you have Brunson, RJ, Randall, and Ayton. I don't know. I would do it. Andrew's just ready to move. He's ready to do something. But yeah, I think it's interesting, potentially. Any other trade ideas we want to throw around in the chat? Trae Young, John Collins, Kyle Kuzma. What do we think? Because Crowder ain't bad. Yeah, you never know. I mean, he hasn't played all year, so.
I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what the first big rumor is. The Harden one was kind of big, and the Young one was kind of a big deal because Young just signed an extension. Harden makes no sense for him to want to go play in Houston again. That makes zero sense. He's not going to be a great mentor to any of those young guys.
I explained to you why.
Why?
I think the sense was like he was more comfortable there. You know, he was just like
that's right. We did talk
there,
about
and that was
this.
his city. Yeah.
To which I mean, replied, then he pretended to be fat and left.
Grass ain't always greener. John saying, if you were forced to make a deal for the Celtics, what would it be? I probably
someone in the TP.
Yeah, someone in the TP. Probably like maybe Naz Reid, maybe like Otto Porter, maybe like I mean, if you really wanted to force my hand and say no, you have to trade players. Probably something like this. Like if I had to trade something, probably this. Right, like I think this would be a good deal for the Celtics. I mean, Caruso's another guard, but like he can play the wing. White can play the wing. Brogdon can play the wing. Like, I don't mind this at all. I think that's a good guy on a good deal.
Celtics lose a win that way somehow, according to the trade machine.
Yeah, right.
Two guys that don't play, losing them. Oh boy.
Well, you also have to consider this is Pritchard's impact on the winning Celtics versus Caruso's impact on the awful Bulls. So like that's probably.
Is that how they do that?
Well, it's like they do it by this is his offensive like rating and like what they provide to offense, and like it's hard for him to provide stuff when the Bulls are so terrible, right? So
Caruso, I assume that's 40% 3-point shooter. Wouldn't be a bad
defender. Good defender, baby goat. Yeah. I really like Caruso. I think he'll probably get traded. I think the Bulls need to blow it up, man. Not a Bull. I think they're bad. I just don't think there's any hope.
You were never a big fan of the DeRozan move. Not that you were wrong to feel that way. He's played better than you would have ever imagined. But the team has just not been successful. They haven't really put the pieces around him for it to work.
Injuries have hurt them, but still, like
losing Lonzo has been brutal. Because they were really good before Lonzo went out. He was a good defender for them. He kind of gave them an identity. They lost him. They also lost Caruso last year, and it really, really hurt them. This year, it's carried over to where they're in a funk. Levine's miserable. He's beefing with Billy Donovan. DeRozan's getting older. Vucevic getting older. Not that they aren't quality players, but you don't have much of a window there, and your team's not good enough to win now. I don't even know if they're in the playoffs or in the play-in as of today. I truly don't know.
Let me see here. Excuse me. Bulls are in 11th place, 16 and 20.
Yes. So you're probably right, Jack. I think you might see, as far as teams that start throwing in the towel, Toronto, Chicago, Washington, Atlanta, maybe.
You say Washington. Washington has now won 4 straight. They're in 10th place. I'm not saying that's good, but over the years they have fallen under the Kings category of no, Bradley Beal is staying. We are competing. So they seem like they're very intent on.
Minnesota's in a brutal spot because they have no draft picks and they suck.
Stinks. They are. I think they need to trade somebody. They need to trade Cat.
They can't trade like Gobert, who's the person.
They can't even trade Cat this season.
Oof.
Because he signed an extension, so they're stuck for now. They can trade Russell, but like, who's taking on Russell's expiring contract, right?
Probably nobody. Who really needs an extra scoring punch? You said Miami. You've wrote about that. That could be one, but you lose
Miami's
Lowry's defense in that hypothetical, and do you really want that? Lowry fits that team really well. Does he get hurt a lot? Yeah, sure, but at the same time, he does have an identity that goes along with that team. If you put D'Lo in there, how much defense is he going to play? Not that much.
Not much, but he helps the offense. I mean, where else would want him? I just don't know what other team would want D'Lo. Like itching to get.
How much money does he make? Ooh, that's a lot.
30. Well, if they really just wanted to ditch him and get stuff back, no. I know this from listening to other things. They can get there like this.
That'd be something.
So, like, if they really just wanted to blow it up and say we're out, Timberwolves would get a shooter. They'd get some wing defense for this year. They'd lose a point guard, but like I guess you can play Anthony Edwards there, or maybe you ask for a campaign in the deal.
Well, you have Austin Rivers,
mm-hmm.
who can somewhat do it.
Yeah, and then the Suns get a what's it called? A rental for 1 year to help them push for a championship this year. Because like realistically speaking, like Crowder's not even playing. I don't know how many minutes Starch is playing. Probably not many. Like it's probably not a lot, right? Like we're talking, the Suns would be. It's just I would do this deal if I'm the Suns.
The Crowder thing is beyond bizarre.
Very weird, right?
Is there any like leaks to what happened to piss him off?
He wants to start, and they were going to start Cam Johnson, and so he's like, I want to trade.
That's why?
I think so, yeah.
If that's your mentality, then you're not a winner. You're not going to be a part of a team that's going to be successful. It's just kind of how it goes. I mean, you saw it with Carmelo. It was the death of him for a while. He didn't want to come off the bench. Team said, okay, you won't play at all.
He played well last year in LA, too.
Well, he started coming off the bench and being fine with it. That's why.
Yeah.
He's not playing anywhere right now. LeBron signed all his buddies last year. It didn't work. Didn't bring him back. Now they have LeBron and the boys.
I know you don't like the Lakers, but like that Lakers front office is horrendous.
No, it's fine with me. I love it.
I know you're fine with it.
It's fine with me.
LeBron's clearly pissed. I think there's
it's
a
his
chance
fault.
LeBron...
I don't feel bad for him. It's his fault.
I'm not saying I feel bad for him, but I think he requests a trade next year, if I'm guessing.
He can't be traded this year.
That's why I said next year. So
I know.
In that case, Sam, where does he go? Where does LeBron go?
How old's his son? He graduates next year?
Yeah. So by the end of LeBron's contract, he will be in the league.
Where does he... Which team's stupid enough to do this? The Knicks? Maybe the Knicks?
I've seen this. Bring him back.
I've seen the Miami talks in a whirlwind. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna trade? Who do they say? Jimmy?
No, it'd probably be like, I mean, they're not gonna get a ton back, so it'd probably be like some shit like this, and like every pick you could possibly give up for him.
The picks would be helpful because that team's gonna be. Oh boy, if LeBron goes wherever, you have to take all the picks because that team's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. They might be good for 1 year when he gets everybody he wants for the 1 year, but after that, it's going to be the same thing as LA, the same thing as Cleveland after he left. Even the last year he was in Cleveland, they gutted that team.
John saying back to Cleveland. Also, by the way,
on earth would Cleveland do that?
I was going to say that, but also shout out to Cleveland for turning it around so quick.
Good on.
They brought it back fast. But
there's not a chance that Cleveland would do this. Look how great Cleveland is right now.
They'd have to give up Jared Allen, and I just straight up would not do that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not touching LeBron.
If I'm the Lakers,
the only teams
that
are going to touch
trade,
like Chicago would be a team that pulls a desperation move. Minnesota.
If I'm the Lakers and I want to piss off LeBron, just send him to Minnesota. Make him play with Rudy Gobert in Minnesota.
That would be actually kind of the greatest.
How fire would that be?
More teams need to do this kind of thing. Telling you, when Harden was a prick and he shot his way out of Houston, they should have sent him to Guam. They should have. He should have went somewhere that he couldn't have been. Well, I mean, I guess he hasn't made it past the second round still. But he should have had to go play somewhere where there was no chance he was going to be successful.
I think this would be hell for LeBron James.
Sure would be funny.
Make him play under Michael Jordan.
Under Mike. Team's bad.
Dead market, cheap ownership.
Dead market, cheap ownership.
No chance of
and
winning.
him are very similar players to where neither one of them are going to be their best version with the other. I mean,
hey, call me crazy. What team is better, the current Lakers or Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, and Anthony Davis?
probably the second option.
You said
because if they do that and it's next year, Westbrook's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not making $47 million. That's for sure.
No shot they bring him back. They're not bringing him back. He's gone.
Where's he go?
Washington, if I had to guess. Yeah. I think he should go back to Washington. The only place where he could be successful. I think that Washington team with Westbrook would be a play-in team. Not that that's what you should be striving for, but that's clearly what they're striving for. So
plan the parade.
Also, random. How about the Kings, man? Look at the Kings go.
Good for the Kings. Sixth
nice
place
to see the
West.
Kings be good. I like the Kings.
They went all in. They better be good.
Hey, they did it.
They got rid of Halliburton. Morons. Brought in Sabonis. He's not that good. He has.
They did it.
Well,
they're gonna make the playoffs. Go Kings.
I hope they make the playoffs. See,
they're gonna. They should.
That's their hang the banner. Kings make the playoffs is the Pat Bev meme where he's on the scorer's table.
The craziest part is the Kings are the best team in their division right now.
Yeah, and they have like the Clippers, the Warriors, Phoenix,
and Lakers. Like heading into the year, that was probably going to be one of the more stacked divisions in the league. They're no longer leading the division; they're half a game behind the Clips. But like the fact that they're even up there in that division, like most people had them fourth, maybe fifth in that division.
Coming in, yeah, it was really tough. When we did ours, it was tough to like. I think I had them at 10th in the league in the West. And I think you had it the same. Yeah, it could be that could be a thing.
I love the Beam. Beam is fire.
Good for the Beam. They found something that people like, and it's theirs, and it's original, and it's so ridiculous that it's caught on, and people like it on Twitter. They're getting people to root for them.
Also, how foolish are the Hawks? Like they just sold Kevin Huerter for a first. Like Kevin Huerter's so good. They got a first, Justin Holiday and Mo Harkless.
This is why I tell you about them draft picks, man. They are meaningless to me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, not for nothing, Huerter is not one of those guys where he was on Atlanta and he wasn't going to get any kind of chance to play. Like he was good on Atlanta. When they went to the conference finals, he had a massive Game 7 to get them there.
Yeah,
he was really good for that Hawks team when they were actually good. Them trading Huerter makes so little sense. I guess with the Murray trade, you see his minutes start to dissipate because you still have Bogdanovic, who's also
averaging 15.6 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.9 assists on 48-42 shooting. Like
he was somebody I wanted the Celtics to go get.
I agree.
We talked about him plenty of times.
Mm-hmm. He would have been great on the Celtics team, although he probably would have gotten minutes over Mr. Hauser.
Hauser, who's been piss poor.
Yeah,
25% over the last however many games I saw it on Reddit.
However, shout out to Hauser for playing defense. He's doing.
He still does other things out there, and there's a reason why he's still getting some kind of playing time. He's not getting benched.
Great rebounder.
He obviously knows how to shoot. Everyone trusts him. He's gonna snap out of it, I think, eventually. But lately, he has not been good. He has been very, very bad. The threes have not fallen. And it kind of sucks because that was so cool when he was reliable and you could bank on it. Every single time he shoots, it's going to go in. He was at the top of my shooter's confidence power rankings earlier in the season when we talked about it. Who is it now? It might be, that's tough. Very tough month for the shooter's confidence power rankings. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on there.
Horford. I like Horford.
Horford from the corner, not from the top.
Mm-hmm. Grant Williams getting back up there. We'll see, though. I don't know. Do you want to do some trivia and then wrap up since I am currently dying of sickness and it's a light stream anyways. We're chilling. Let me pull up the stats. Apologies, chat, for the sniffling again.
Boy.
It's been a tough one right now. I've been pretty fine all day, but just now
this is the opposite of how I thought this was gonna go.
Yeah,
I thought I would be the one dying.
Right? Me just out here dying. All right, chat. It's just John right now, but if there's anyone else in the chat, we're going to do a couple. What do you want to do, 3 again?
Yeah, we'll do 3 because this will be as a podcast for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, this is a podcast, so I double apologize for the sniffling. I didn't even do the intro, so this will be an introless podcast.
Well, we can do it after. No, we can't. We'll figure it out.
It's fine. It can be an introless podcast. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see here. All right, first one. These are guess the Celtics. Yeah, the Celtics will guess the Celtics effectively. Again, I'm terrible at the historical one, so I apologize. Oh, I'm screwed. Born in New York City on November 8th, 1938. I'm already screwed.
I have a guess for this, but I'm not going to say it so far.
I have a couple guesses too, just because, but I'm screwed. 6'6" power forward selected out of NYU by the Celtics in the 1960 NBA draft. No idea.
No, it's not who I thought it was.
Who'd you think it was?
I thought it was Tommy, but it's not.
I did too, but he went to Holy Cross, right?
He went to Holy Cross, so it's not Tommy. Well,
let me put in Brand. Yeah. 3 points. Won 8 NBA titles while spending his entire 13-year NBA career playing as a member of the Celtics. That doesn't help me at all.
Retired in 73.
No, I didn't say that. His entire 13 years NBA career.
Yeah, he got drafted in 1960. So.
Oh, good math. Good math. All right, you want to go 2 points?
Yeah, we'll go 2 points. This is a tough one.
Inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2011 as a contributor.
A contributor?
Yeah, this is. You want to just go to 1 point?
Yeah.
I've got nothing. Served as head basketball coach at Harvard for 4 seasons and filled the same role with the Celtics in 78 briefly.
78?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Anybody in the chat? Satch Sanders? Oh, he's correct. Look at Andrew, the Knicks fan, getting it correct. No, it was not Yo Mama.
Tough. That was a guess I had, but I didn't want to say just because I didn't want to be just throwing it out there to throw it out there. Tough. That's the first one we both haven't got.
Yeah, it was tough. All right, 5 points. I mean, this is ridiculous. Born in Jersey City, New Jersey, August 26, 1934. Jeez.
Okay.
All right, I got the Tommy guess locked and loaded again, just in case. 4 points. Had his jersey number 24 retired by the Holy Cross Crusaders. All right. I think we both got this one. Thoughts? You want to put in your guess? I'm putting in my guess.
I'm not going to put my guess in yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm putting in my guess. I'll put it in private chat. But
okay. No, I know what your guess is, but
obviously 3 points. Okay. As a rookie, scored 37 points and snagged 23 rebounds in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
All
right.
I thought it might be Kuzi, but I wasn't positive.
Did Kuzi go to Holy Cross too?
Yeah.
Oh, good thing I just went for it because I didn't know that. All right. I'm catching up a little bit. All right. Goodbye, Dad. Thank you for stopping by. 1934 is a bit past my time. That's past your time. That means you were born in the 1800s. All right. Last card of the day. Well, we get another 30s, baby. Close. Born in Phoenix, Illinois on August 20th, 1954. Brutal. I'm not going to get this. I know it already because this is going to be like a 70s, 80s player, and I'm just not going to know it.
Okay.
4 points?
Yeah.
Spent his 10 NBA seasons with the Bucks, Celtics, and Pacers.
10?
Tough. 10 NBA seasons with the Bucks, Celtics, and Pacers. I don't know it. Next.
I don't know.
3 points. Spent 1 season as an NBA head coach, winning 13 games and losing 69 with the Dallas Mavericks in 1993 and 1994. Again,
I don't know.
No clue. All right, 2 points. Embarked on a second career as a college and pro basketball analyst with notable stints at ESPN, NBC, and CBS.
I have no idea. This is tough.
Last one. Won an Olympic gold medal and an NCAA championship in 1976 and a title with the Celtics in 84. I'm not going to get it. I don't know about you.
I have no idea. Maybe Gerald Henderson.
Let's see if the chat got it. Quinn Buckner.
Well, that was right at the top of my list.
Of course. You want to do one more since we've sucked
that was a dud.
All right, I'll pull from the middle of the pack in case the front is all older players. All right. Here we go. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
5 points. Named to the NBA All-Star Game each year from 2006 to 2010. I've got a guess, but no, that can't be it. Let me turn off chat. So,
yeah. Okay, keep going.
I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna go next. 4 points. Denver native, 3-time Mr. Colorado basketball, has his jersey retired for number 4 by the Colorado Buffaloes.
I know who it is.
You know it? Oh no.
This one's I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, I got to go to 3. I don't know. Maybe if I thought long enough, but I don't. Excuse me, I don't know.
That first hit was dangerous.
It was. Number 3, drafted by the Celtics in 97, but was traded to Toronto after just 51 games with the team. 51 games with the team. Is this? Oh, man. Is this... I'm not guessing. I've got Chauncey Billups in my head, but I don't... I'm going to 2 points, or to... Wait, certain. Did I say 3 points already?
Yeah.
What was 3 points? 3. Okay, yeah, I'll go 2 points, yeah. Yeah, won his only NBA title as a player in 2004, taking the NBA. Yeah, it's Chauncey Billups. Yeah. Dang, I should have taken the 3 points.
The Colorado one did it for me.
So you got 4 points, I got 2. All right. 4. We can end there. Brutal. Tough for me. All right. Well, that was trivia for today. Again, apologies to the podcast. I forgot this was going up as a podcast too, and the stream for the Sniffles and the pretty laid back stream and pod today. I don't think it was much.
It wasn't a ton. I mean, that Denver game was kind of tough to like really overanalyze. You didn't play great defense. They capitalized and you couldn't shoot. You did a lot of things well, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah. 2003 babies, stand up. Hyped. John in the chat. We are old, washed. Anyways, thank you for tuning in stream. I'll let Sam do the podcast wrap up in a sec, but thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. We appreciate you. I'm a 50-50 for pregame tomorrow. Sniffles not distracting. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. But yeah, Sam, I'll let you wrap it up and we can get on out of here.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, you're on YouTube at How About Them Celtics. That's it. The only place now. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comments. We always appreciate the regulars. If you are on a streaming service, you can follow us there. Leave a nice review for us as you listen to the pod. If you want more of us, you can find us at How About Them C's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You'll find all our shorts there and our newest pods, as well as Facebook at How About Them Celtics Pod. You can follow Jack at Jack Simone NBA for all his work on Celtics blog and Heavy. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA for my complaints and my articles for Houdini. That's it for us. Bye.
All right, chat. I'm gonna do the show intro so I can cut it in later and keep it in the recording. So after that, then we'll leave. But thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna do this for the sake of the recording. I'm gonna turn the music off for it too. So apologize. You have to listen.
Yeah,
to
because we turn the music on in the middle.
Yeah. Where is the music? I thought I turned it off. I turned off a loop. All right, chat. I'm gonna do the intro, then we'll leave. All right. And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on January 2nd, and the Celtics have kind of taken a turn.
Yep. Not what you wanted to see in Denver yesterday. Tough loss. Long game. Too long. We'll get to it.
That's good. I'll cut it in. All right. Thanks, chat. Thanks for tuning in. That'll be edited at the front of the podcast. I'm 50-50, like I said, for pregame tomorrow. I know Sam will be here, maybe Tim, and we'll see what happens. But thanks for tuning into the stream. See you guys maybe tomorrow, and if not, before the next game after that. So, all right. Peace out, chat. Thanks for tuning in.